Snow White and the failed feminist fairy tale. She really is speed running, ruining her own career. Even Simpsons had to jump in on this. I got a banger from Hollywood Confidential. Let's get straight into it.
Excuse me. Your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help?
Beef
From
curtain?
you?
I didn't mean to offend. I just thought you should know that
That I should know what? That some privileged white guy thinks his opinion matters? Get over your entitlement. I'm not some damsel in distress waiting for you to ride in on your high horse.
It's the most
Brutal, bro.
emotional experience that a person can go through to know that what they're working on is something that has reached a generation of people.
Oh my
You're a liar!
God.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business. Thanks.
You know, I don't need your business. You know what? Maybe Disney does. Maybe you're a tool, you're a pawn in this film. You didn't write it. You didn't direct it. You have nothing to do with the creation of Snow White.
Right.
You should shut up and do the job.
No
Facts.
one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
Weird.
I would highly advise that you boycott this film, no matter how much your children love Snow White.
They're remaking the movie. They just got rid of the dwarves. Okay,
but what do they call them?
Why
now,
would they
too?
get rid of
call
the
them
dwarves, though?
Magical creatures.
But they have one token dwarf amongst these magical creatures. You actually just went backwards. You actually just erased the dwarfism side of it. The disability, like we're a disability group. You just erased that whole image. The argument should have been from Peter Dinklage. There's power of being on TV. There's power of television. And to put 7 people with dwarfism on camera in a major Disney movie, there's still power there. If the story is offensive, change the story. Don't change the characters.
This is
How is the story offensive? Chad, do you guys think Snow White is offensive? How is it offensive at all? It's a chick that needs to be saved. A lot of these modern women need to be saved. Sadly, though, a lot of us do not wear capes. Nobody trying to save some of these women, bro. It's brutal.
no ordinary apple, my dear. It's a magic wishing apple. A wishing apple? You offer it to me freely. In place of the patriarchy, you would have a queen! Not white, but diverse, inclusive, and equitable! I will become the leader I know I can be! All shall love me and despair!
Oh, what has she done to you? Fear not. First love's kiss can break any curse.
Oh my god, he kissed the witch.
I'm gonna stand there 18 hours
Gal Gadot, Lord have mercy.
in a dress of an iconic Disney princess. I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed on.
Oh, really? Are you having trouble paying your bills, Rachel? Did Steven Spielberg not pay you for your role in West Side Story? Did Disney fail to give you a healthy paycheck for, like, Cry Me a River? She's just exactly everything that we can't stand.
I can also be having the greatest time and simultaneously wishing people would stop sending me death threats.
I know this point has been made, but this truly is the worst casting maybe in the history of the film industry.
There's something wrong with her. She's disturbed, she's unhappy, and she thinks it's about feminism and the patriarchy and about abortion. But the reality is she's just not stable, like the majority.
Facts, dude. Well, and I think another big thing of this is, especially the younger generation, public schools, private schools, the stuff that's on social media, these kids get fed such a lie that men are horrible, the patriarchy's the reason for all the world's problems. Like, chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Public school, social media, even private school, just modern mainstream media has demonized men being men. You can't even be a man anymore. In my opinion, the role of a man is to provide, protect, and love unconditionally. That's what men do typically in a family, things like that. If you're a husband, dad, things like that. We've completely demonized that, though. We don't want men to provide and protect. Oh, I can provide for myself. Okay, great. Now we have a lot of single and alone women with a bunch of cats. Okay, awesome. Now we have equality when it comes to provisions from yourself, the familial unit, things like that. What's crazy to me, though, is that we've given women what they want and it's still not good enough. We've given you the equality that you've wanted. We've given you you can pay your own bills, you're a boss babe, but y'all still want chivalry. It doesn't work like that. Okay?
How about no?
It doesn't work like that. If you're asking men to not be men, you need to step up and do some of the things that men would typically do. But ladies don't want to do that. They want their money to be their money and men's money to be their money. It doesn't work like that. And especially in the dating market, especially. Like, ladies, y'all are going to have to step up and start paying for some dates. This is why I tell young men, if you're dating around right now, 50-50 everything, bro. 50-50 everything. Make a woman earn your chivalry. Because if you give it away for free, she's going to pretty much see that as a weakness and go, he's a sucker, he's a simp, he's a trick, he's a mark, and they're going to treat you accordingly. But if you make a woman earn that chivalry, then she'll appreciate it and she'll have respect for you. Because as soon as respect is lost for you as a man, bro, you're cooked. Because men want respect and women want love. Chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Let me know in the comments. Men want respect and women want love. If a man's not getting respect from a woman, then a woman should never get your love, aka chivalry, things like that. But I feel like a lot of young men get this mixed up right now and they think, oh, well, I'll be chivalrous and maybe one day she'll love me. Maybe one day she'll love little old me. That's why we have to end the simpidemic. Men have resorted to being soft and simping, thinking that that's the key to a woman's heart, when it's standing your ground, being secure in your boundaries and your standards, and if a woman doesn't meet those, on to the next. On to the next, brother man. Don't sit there and wait for her to change. Be the man you are, and eventually a woman will fit that slot.
Majority of people in Hollywood, they're just not stable human beings.
Big mouth Rachel Zegler just got hit with another major embarrassment. This time from the...
I mean, her mouth is big, though.
Simpsons. In their next episode, the Simpsons are going straight for the throat with a savage parody of Rachel and her Snow White disaster. The fake movie inside the episode, it's called Snow Woke, the reimagining. And yes, it's exactly what you think it is. A total mockery of Disney's failed attempt to modernize a classic. Rachel Zegler is already drowning in bad headlines, fan hate, and box office shame.
It got destroyed at the box office. Here's the box office numbers. The Minecraft movie made $60 million on Saturday.
Gosh,
Snow White made 2.
On a day?
Minecraft. Yes, a movie about pixelated blocks, completely crushed Rachel Zegler's Snow White and left Disney humiliated. The studio never expected that casting Rachel would end up ruining one of their most iconic fairy tales. People never heard of her until she started running her mouth.
And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere, and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
However,
you're a liar! Ain't nobody waiting in line to see you. Everybody's waiting. I think more people are waiting in line to see your downfall. Like, people are waiting in line to see the YouTube videos of people like me reacting to this stuff and straight grilling you. I think that's what people are actually waiting in line to see. I think she's probably gotten more views on YouTube of people roasting her than people actually watch Snow White. I bet that's the case, though.
Theaters were empty. People filmed themselves walking into showings where they were literally the only ones there.
I am walking into Snow White, 2 p.m., now seating. Let's see how empty it is. I hope it's off the woke we go.
All right, okay.
I hope. Sound like I hear a couple of people.
Here we go. Unless this dude's an hour early, oh my God, no one, barren. Not a single person. This is a massive theater too. This is one of those big ones.
Now, the Simpsons are turning her into a joke on national TV, a joke that everyone's going to see. Sources close to Rachel say she's furious. She's not laughing, not even close. The cartoon paints her as a tone-deaf, self-obsessed girl boss who's
they pretty much hit the nail on the head.
Completely out of touch with reality. And let's be honest, a lot of people agree. And as if things couldn't get worse, while the Simpsons are busy roasting Rachel Zegler, she's trying to run from the disaster, escaping the total failure of Snow White.
What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it.
Right on. You can get on across the block here. Yeah, hold on.
All right.
Rachel Zegler has suddenly gone completely silent, just days after Disney reportedly asked her to pay up for the total disaster that was Snow White. The actress, who's been at the center of massive controversy, has now vanished from the spotlight. No interviews, no social media, nothing.
The producers far left-wing activists in Hollywood are turning on her, and Disney has canceled all of Rachel Zegler's appearances on their media platforms. Kind of tough.
People are like, oh wow, Snow White flopped. Who is surprised? You cast arguably the least genuine, most out of touch and disliked person in her industry, and her industry is Hollywood. And the bad guy is Gal Gadot.
This is exactly what critics have been saying for months. And now, Rachel Zegler, already drowning in bad press, is getting dragged by The Simpsons, one of the most legendary shows on TV. Let's be real, this might be her most embarrassing moment yet.
Well, we all basically knew that Snow White was going to be a massive failure at the box office because of Rachel Zegler's controversial statements.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so.
Shut up!
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
You stupid.
Weird.
That's what the story's about, dude.
So we didn't do that this time.
To understand how we got here, you have to rewind to what was once a Cinderella story in the making. Rachel Zegler was Hollywood's next breakout star. After her critically acclaimed performance in West Side Story, she was cast as the lead in Disney's live-action Snow White. It should have been her biggest moment. But almost as soon as the project was announced, things started spiraling. Not from the movie itself, but from the discourse surrounding it. Rachel's interviews quickly became the center.
She really do think she's hot with that. She's like, I am cooking with grease with these looks. Bro, this is like the baby poop green with the glitter on it, bro. You ain't fooling nobody.
Of attention.
Rachel Zegler just keeps making things worse with the Walt Disney Company. The more that she tries to defend this movie, the more that she tries to spew her agenda onto the general public, it's only making matters worse. Not just for Bob Iger, but for whatever is left of the image of Disney as a whole.
In my opinion, I think Disney's going to have to do a ton of damage control just to get out of this. Let me know what you guys think. Like, it's going to be real tough for them to come back after a disaster like this. Ain't that right, Loki? I've fallen at work and been injured. Oh, wait. I should call my lawyer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Hey, John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. It's Levi Nichs of YouTube. Can I get some cash, please?
Morgan & 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 Morgan.
Did you know that your injury could be worth millions of dollars? Morgan & Morgan is the largest injury law firm in America, and they've recovered over $20 billion for their clients. $20 billion? That's a lot of cash. The insurance companies tried to lowball me, but Morgan & Morgan was able to take my pain and suffering and turn it into cold, hard cash. It's almost a good thing I was injured. But wait. How much is Morgan & Morgan gonna cost me? You never owe them legal fees unless they're successful. So it's completely free unless you win? Yeah. Hiring a lawyer? That sounds like really difficult. It's actually super easy. You can just go to their website, and in a couple clicks, you can find out if you have a case. And you can literally do it from your smartphone. And remember, there is only one Morgan & Morgan. Wait, but it's two names though. How is it? Give me the script. Oh, both their last names. Okay, I get it. Okay, roll it. You can start your claim today by going to forthepeople.com/Levi, found in the description below. So if you're injured, you can trust Morgan & Morgan. Y'all know what tiempo it is. Can we get some, what am I looking for in the chat? Some freeze? Get some freeze in the chat? Loki. Free? Don't need the camera, dude. Bro, I don't know about you guys, but in Texas last night, we had like a freaking tornado warning, bro. It was crazy. Some of the loudest thunder I've ever heard in my life happened last night. Like to the point where it was waking me up, Cass up, and Loki up. Like Loki was so scared he was laying by our bed. Poor buddy. He was like, Mommy, Daddy, I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I'm scared, Mom. He was terrified though. So he slept in the room with us. Usually he sleeps in, like he has a bed like that in the living room. But bro, it was so loud last night. It was crazy.
Behind the scenes, you guys know as well as I do that those executives like Spielberg are looking at that saying, Rachel Zegler can F right off.
rather than focusing on the legacy of the character or her excitement to take on such a beloved role. Her sound bites leaned heavily into criticism of the original film. In one now viral clip, she said the prince in the 1937 cartoon literally stalks her, and that the story was weird and outdated. The internet exploded.
I just mean that it's no longer 1937.
Like, watch Gal Gadot watching her talk about this. She's like, little girl, you about to ruin your whole career flapping your gums.
And we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Yeah. Weird. For many fans, it wasn't just a take. It felt like she was mocking the very foundation of the classic she was being paid to represent.
I just want to tell you guys about a little incredible movie that just came out, Snow White. Wow. I just got to tell you, best movie I've seen in years, and there have been some really, really good films lately. Madam Web, Rebel Moon Part 1, that movie.
Oh my God, Madam Web, straight hot dog water. Rebel Moon, garbage.
A transgender one with the Mexican drug lord. But Snow White blows them all away. Chat, this movie has everything. Horrifying CGI, little people, check. A feminist princess who don't need no man, double check. Diddy dance party at the end, double Diddy check. All this to say, go see Snow White right now. The new one. Not that old stupid one where the princess gets saved by some good upstanding guy.
The backlash.
Dude, Cass watched Madam Web, and she's like, babe, this movie was horrible. And she loves those movies. She loves all the Marvel movies, a lot of the Disney movies, Spider-Man, Batman. She loves all those movies. And she's like, Madam Web was absolutely horrible. Have any of you guys seen Madam Web? Like, you know a movie is straight up hot dog water when in a week later after it's been like pushed out to theaters, it's on Amazon Prime. Like The Accountant 2 with Ben Affleck, it's already on Amazon Prime. Like, apparently it didn't do well. We watched a lot of it last night. It's all right. It's kind of mid. I don't think they should have made a second one. They could have just left it at the first one. And that's another thing that it irks me, bro, is that people be making sequels of stuff that don't need sequels. You don't need sequels. Remake the story. Or here's a grand idea. Write another story. With how good AI is now, get a bunch of ideas. Say, hey, here's the idea. Put Harry Potter and Star Wars together and come up with something new. You probably could do it, and it would probably be a good movie. I'm just saying.
Backlash kept growing, especially as more interview clips popped up online. Some people called her bold and modern, but to most, Snow White came off as arrogant, disrespectful, and completely out of touch.
Did the dwarfs make it or no?
Well, the CGI dwarfs did. Of course, that goes back to the original controversy where Peter Dinklage, a very talented little person actor, said, why are we doing that? We've hired a Latina actress to be Snow White. That's progressive. But you're going to hire little people to play the dwarfs? That just seems like a step backwards. And then, of course, Disney instantly buckled and said, okay, we're going to add magical creatures.
Then they got even crazier and they decided that the dwarves in Snow White weren't woke enough, okay?
You're replacing jobs that people could have as...
Bro, you know it's for real when Wee Man comes up out the woodwork. Shout out to Wee Man, man. God, I watched so much Jackass back in the day. Wee Man's one of the goats.
People. Okay. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, it's for dwarfs, you know?
Got a
the
point.
Phrase girl boss Snow White.
Yeah, Snow White and the Seven Magical Creatures. It just doesn't have a good ring to it, bro.
Started trending online, and not in a good way. Suddenly, everything Rachel said was being picked apart. Every quote, every red carpet interview, every public appearance sparked more backlash. Instead of excitement, fans felt like the magic of Snow White was disappearing right in front of them. But one moment made things even worse. Her awkward dynamic with co-star Gal Gadot during press events and awards shows.
Khalil, no! I'm gonna keep it a thou wow. I think Gal Gadot can't act either.
People couldn't help but notice the strange body language between them. And at the Oscars, it was impossible to ignore.
They've been in a full meltdown about this girl for a couple of years now, and how they had her tweet out like a little, yay, Snow White, can't wait, so excited, I love to play her. And she did it and got like millions of views, and they were like, good job, Rachel. And then she, like minutes later, followed it up with, and never forget, free Palestine.
And isn't her
all hell broke
co-star
loose.
Jewish?
Yes, Gadot, whatever.
Gadot.
I mean, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
They
Her co-star. Oh my God.
tried, they flew an executive, one of the producers, out to go visit personally with Rachel Zegler to say, could you please take that down? Because we understand you can have your political views, but those aren't really helpful while you're trying to build an audience for a movie. Maybe you could save them for like your diary and your friends, but like maybe not, maybe just take the tweet down. And she wouldn't.
But my name is Gal, and I'm Jewish. And we have had enough of Jew hatred.
Please welcome Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot.
Keep it at that way. Just the way she walks is annoying.
Shots fired!
Yeah, some people you see, you just like, I don't even like the way you move. Like, watch this. Like, it looks like her head is not fit for her body.
Shots fired!
Like you know, she got like a size 15 head on a size 8 body. What is that? What is this build? Is that bobblehead build?
Shots fired!
Bones Magone sounds like bones clinking. She walking in.
Visual effects push the boundaries of what we see on screen.
Their work makes the impossible seem possible.
With breathtaking ambition, they create magic that wraps its arms around our wildest imaginations.
Here are the nominees for Best Visual Effects.
While they presented together on stage, fans observed zero chemistry and very little interaction. Rumors swirled that Gal had chosen to distance herself from the controversy, and that behind the scenes...
Well, because Gal's smart. Gal's about her bag. She's like, baby girl, I'm trying to stay up in Hollywood. I'm trying to get this bag. I think Rachel Zegler would be lucky to get in an indie film after this. You know, it's like one of those A24 films where half of it's like smoking cigarettes and lens flares. She's gonna be lucky to do any of that. She's gonna be lucky to hop on any stage. Rachel Zegler coming to a local theater near you.
Shots fired!
She's gonna be doing local community theaters. You know what though? She could save her career. She really could. She could save her career, but she's gonna have to fall on that sword, bruv. She got to fall on that sword. And as we know, with a lot of these modern women, these feminists, accountability is the plague. Accountability is COVID-19. They just can't. They can't do it. They cannot do it. 100 women versus accountability, can't do it. But if she just slid down on that sword, straight Harry carried, you know what I'm saying? Just like, you know what? I was an idiot. I was young, dumb, full of cum. I should have been smarter. I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize. You know, I want to be better. I've learned my lesson. She could probably salvage what little bit of career she has left. But at this point in time, I don't think you're going to see Sid from Ice Age in any other movies.
Shots fired!
I really don't. Because you have to own up to what you've done wrong. And, you know, sometimes these celebrity apologies are always a joke anyways. I don't know about you guys. When I see them, I'm always like, aw. You got paid millions of dollars and now you're getting canceled. Aww. It's like, it's so hard to feel bad for somebody that's so out of touch from reality. Like, we have guys here that are blue collar workers, truck drivers, work in the service industry, are busting up concrete, work outside, are roofers. You know, we have guys that are ex-military, that are in the military, guys that are out there doing like hard grunt work, getting paid a fraction of what she's getting paid. But you want us to feel bad for her when these guys are out breaking their backs every day, dealing with harsh conditions? It's like, I just can't have any sympathy. I can't. There's too many of you guys here that work really hard. Let me know what you guys do below. Let me know in the comments. What do you do for a living? I know we got a lot of truck drivers that watch. Shout out to the truck drivers. I talked about this last time. Shout out to anybody that's in the service industry, waiters, waitresses. A good waiter or waitress can completely change your dining experience. Shout out to anybody that's in the blue collar industry. If you're busting up concrete, mowing yards, doing any of that stuff that keeps the infrastructure alive of what's going on, shout out to you. You're helping build roadways, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, any electricians, plumbers, any of you guys, shout out to you guys. But I feel like those men don't get enough credit. This is why I want to take a moment to give you guys the credit you deserve. Because I think people underappreciate you, but the thing is, if all plumbers and all electricians and all civil engineers, mechanical engineers, they took off for a month, bro, society would collapse. Think about this. If all the truck drivers in the world said, you know what, I'm not going to go to work for the next month, people would be going hungry. People would be starving. I just don't think people realize that, though. Like, truck drivers are so important. Everything you like in the store on the shelves comes from a truck driver. Like, you got to be so out of those Amazon packages you like on your front porch, truck driver. Like, people they just don't appreciate those kind of things anymore. I feel like back in my day, they understood that a hardworking man was appreciated. But now hardworking men are frowned upon. That's why I wanted to take a moment to say I appreciate you guys. I really do. But Loki, did you have a good time today? I had a great time, Father. If you would, just give me another jerky. Maybe next time. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.